Okay, so if you guys watched part 1 of the budget setup for week number 1, I told you guys we're just going to go ahead and just continue this, but in a separate video. So we are now going to be closing out week 1 of November, and in a separate video, I'm going to be setting up for week number 2. I might do it in this video. I'm not for sure how long it's going to be, but I don't want it to be too long of a video, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So this paycheck budget ran from the 1st all the way through the 9th for me. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our inflow for week number 1. So I do have a couple of sources of income that came in. So I'm going to go ahead and put those down here. So for I have got source number 3. I did not budget for source number 3, and that came in at $12.23. For source number 4, we received $530. For source number 1, we received $597.76. For source number 4, we got $539. And for our rollover in account number 1, we did roll over $637.59. In account number 2, we did roll over $269.07. Account number 3, we rolled over $133.74. And I did bring in a sinking fund. I brought in Christmas for the kids. So I'm just going to write Christmas. And I did not budget to bring in Christmas this week, but I did bring in $200 for Christmas. Each child had received $100 to spend for Christmas. They still do have money. So, yeah, I just want them to start early just to see what they wanted. So, things like that before it gets too crowded and hectic out there. Okay. So we are now going to go ahead and just total up our inflow. So we did receive a total of $2,919.39 for our inflow for week number 1. Okay. So for the bills this week, we paid, the rent came out at $169. Life insurance came out at $31.31. YouTube TV came out at $72.99. OnStar came out at $31.99. Apple Care for my iPad came out at $3.49. My Apple Care for my watch came out at $3.99. The Way did come out at $30. Microsoft Office did come out at $6.99. Apple Storage did come out at $2.99. Netflix did come out at $6.99. The internet came out to $51.24. Klarna Etsy did come out at $38.06. And like I did tell you guys, we did purchase earthquake insurance, so that did come out as well. I did not budget for this, and it came out to $92.06. That's how much I'm going to be paying for earthquake insurance. It's due at the end of the month, but you know when you start a new policy, they like to take money. So altogether, our fixed expenses for week number 1 was actually $541.64. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and have our leftover. We had a leftover of $2,377.75. So we're going to go ahead and look at our variable expenses. Our variable expenses, we had a leftover of $2,377.75. Okay, so our variable expenses, we spent $58.69 for gas. Household, we went over budget. We spent $225.28 For food out this week, we spent $73.26. For me, okay, for food out, we spent $73.26. For me, I spent $73.85. My daughter spent $167.81. My son spent $9.50. And for groceries, oh, I put that in the wrong place. $9.50. Okay, so let me go ahead and wipe this out. That's what happens when you're trying to look somewhere else and not pay attention. Okay, so my son spent $9.50 this week. Miscellaneous received $20.13 this week, which is not bad at all. And for groceries, we spent $89.27. I don't know, you guys. I like to stay within the $80 range, but it seems like I'm going over to about $90, so I might go ahead and bump this up to $85 every week. So 85 times 4, so that'll be $340 a month. Okay, so for our variable expenses this week, we spent a whopping $717.79. We had a leftover of $1,659.96. Okay, so we're now just going to go ahead and look at our sinking funds. Okay, so our sinking funds, we had a leftover of $1,659.96. So I did cut all of my sinking funds in half. I only saved for half of them. So emergency got $21. All these 21s got $10.50. So I just went ahead and just cut it in half. Okay, my 100 envelopes challenge did get the $42. And my number 21 got 42, and 22 got $44. So I do like to keep these two as accurate because these will be funding these. I just do what I can do with these just because I know that I'm saving for this. I'm going to probably need some money before this is done. So like as far as car maintenance, I only got like $100 in car maintenance. I need to start putting a little bit to the side, so I might need to use my car maintenance before these 100 envelope challenges get done. Same as with the emergency, you know, I might have an emergency before I'm able to fully fund it. So I'm just want to put something away towards those. I also have another one, bill pay. I did not budget for bill pay, but we actually put $300 in bill pay. I do have a bill that I like to pay next week, so I just bring that money. I just save the money this week so I can pay it for next week, okay? So altogether, we had a sinking fund total of $470. We had a leftover of $1,089.96. Okay, so I am just going to go ahead and bring that down here. $1,089.96. Okay, so for rollover number 1, we actually rolled over $691.89. For account number 2, we rolled over $498.07. And like I said, account number 3, we're not going to be spending out of this account no more. We're just going to be using that for a transfer account. So altogether, we have a savings total of $1,089.96 with 0 left over. This is the money that's going to help us pay for next week's bills. So yeah, you guys, like I said, I'm trying to catch up with my budgeting. Like I said, I am keeping track, but as far as recording, it's something else. So this is a look at my first week of November, I am going to go ahead and set up week 2 with you guys. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and set up for week number 2 of November. This is me getting caught up with recording. So now, we're going to go ahead and see what we need to do for the second week of November. So, this paycheck budget tracker, it goes from November 10th all the way through November 16th. Okay, so we have the paycheck date that we are planning to pay bills with, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the inflow section. So I do have source number 1 coming in, and I am budgeting $300. I have bill pay coming in. I did set some money to the side to pay bills for November. That is going to be coming in at $700. Okay, for my rollover, I am expecting to roll over from account number 1 last week at $691.89. And I am rolling over from account number 2 at $498.07. And I do have source number 4 coming in at $300. So what I would like to do is go ahead and just add up the inflow that I do plan to be working with for week number 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and add up this income. 300 plus 700 plus 691.89 plus 498.07 plus 300. Okay, you guys, so I did go ahead and get an inflow total for week number 2 at $2,489.96. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and write in all the fixed expenses that's due within this week of November. Okay, so as you all can see, we went ahead and wrote in the bills that's due within this week. Like I said, like towards the middle of the month, bills are kind of light. I did have a heavier bill month last week, as you guys can see. So, yeah, these are the bills that's due within this week of November. So our car insurance is due on the 14th. Disney Plus is due on the 15th. My lights is due on the 15th. Hopefully I do get my bill this week so I can go ahead and pay. If not, this will probably be going to next week's paycheck bill tracker. Cal State University San Bernardino is due on the 15th. Target is due on the 10th, and Discovery is due on the 10th. Like I said, I did spend some money on my credit card just to keep the credit line open. Okay, so for our car insurance, I am budgeting a whopping $400, you guys. Now, our car insurance did go up. We did add a new vehicle to the policy. So now, like I said, we have 4 vehicles instead of 3 vehicles. We have 4. And now our insurance is $400. It was $250-ish, around that. Now it's $400. We added a vehicle to the policy. So, and it's a BMW. So, yeah, it just jumped from $250 to $400 like that fast, you guys. So, we don't have no car payments though. So we don't have no car payments. We do have a high insurance bill now. So that's why our car insurance went up that high. Disney Plus is talking about going up from $7.99 to $9.99. This is going to be the last month I am budgeting for this bill. So I am going to put $9.99. That bill went up. They talking about OnStar going up. So it's something like I'm saying. I gotta sit down and figure out what I'm going to do next year, you guys might come along with me just to make some decisions on what bills I want to keep and what bills I need to have. That's called a bare bones budget. So we'll see about that. The lights, I am only going to be budgeting $100. We haven't been running our AC. We haven't been running heaters. We just been using normal electricity. So it should not be no more than $100 this week. Cal State University of San Bernardino, I pay them $56 a month. Target, I pay, well, I owe about 40 something dollars, but I'm gonna budget $50 for them. And my Discover card, I am budgeting $77 for that. Okay, so these are all the bills that I do have to pay this week with this inflow. So I'm going to add up all the fixed expenses. 400 plus 99 plus 100 plus 56 plus 50 plus 7. Okay, so as you all can see, we went ahead and got a bill total this week of $692.99. Okay, so what I am going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and take our $2,489.96, and I am going to subtract $692.99. Okay, that leaves us a leftover of $1,796.97. Okay, so I am just going to go ahead and bring that down here to our variable expenses for week 2. $1,796.97. Okay, so like I said, I do have my variable expenses, and they are the same. We have gas, household, food out the house. I have me, my daughter, my son. I have miscellaneous expenses and groceries. Okay, so I am going to be budgeting the normal for gas, which is $60 every week. Household, as you guys seen last week, it got over $200, so we should be good with everything household product wise. Tissue, napkins, hand soap, bleach, laundry powder, trash bags, all of those. We had to buy a new mop, so things like that. We are good with the household. Food out, I'm going to be budgeting $30. I don't know why. Oh, well, do I have anything? Next week I think I have my appointment. Let me go ahead and take a look at that, you guys. Let me see, because I know, let's see. So I don't have no appointments this week. So I do have a hair appointment next week that I do have to budget for. So that's there. What else? So I don't think I need to budget me anything this week. I should not need nothing this week. I need to budget for my hair appointment. That's $115. And then I do have to go get my eyebrows done at $55. So, and that's at 2:30. Then I have an appointment at 8 a.m. in Victorville. So, yeah. I might have to budget a little bit more for gas because I am traveling up the hill. I live down the hill. So, yeah, Veterans Day is done, you guys. Let me go ahead and just mark this day off. We're actually on this day, okay? So, I shouldn't need no money. Oh, my paper bent. Okay. So, I'm not going to budget me nothing. I'm not going to budget my daughter anything. They just went Christmas shopping last week, so they shouldn't need nothing. My son shouldn't need nothing either. Miscellaneous, we don't know what might happen. I'm going to budget $30. And then groceries, I am going to be budgeting $80. Okay? So, all together, we are going to be looking at, I'm hoping, a variable expense total of 60 plus 30 plus 30 plus 80. $200. Let me go ahead and do that one more time. 60 plus 30 plus 30 plus 80. Okay, so $200 is what I'm planning on spending for variable expenses. So I'm going to take my 1796.97. I am going to subtract $200. That leaves us with a leftover of $1,596.97. Even though I don't have a save sticker up here, I do get paid within this week, so I am going to go ahead and put down what I plan on saving for this week. Last week, as you guys know, I wasn't able to save as much as I would have liked to, but we're going to go ahead and see if I am able to save what I need to save for this paycheck. So we have a leftover $1,596.97. I'm going to go ahead and just write in all of my sinking funds. Okay, so as you all can see, we went ahead and wrote down all the sinking funds that I plan on saving for this week. So, like I stated previously, I like to abbreviate my sinking funds. So for my emergency, I am budgeting $42. For my car maintenance and everything else down here, I am budgeting $21. Okay, so I am working on envelope number 23 and 24. I just multiply those by 2. So envelope number 23, like I said, abbreviate 100E, 100 envelopes. Number 23 is getting $46. And number 24 is getting $48, you guys. Okay. So all together, we're going to add up all of our sinking funds. So 6 times 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 times 21 plus 42 plus 46 plus 48. Okay, so that gives us a sinking funds total of $262. So I am going to be looking at my $1,596.97. I am going to subtract $262. That leaves us with a leftover of $1,334.97. Okay, let me go ahead and take a drink of my coffee, you guys. Okay, so I am going to bring that down here too. Extra debt, $1,334.97. I am going to go ahead and pay off Cal State University of San Bernardino. I owe them $280. So Cal State University of San Bernardino. So if I owe them $280 and I subtract the $56, I'm going to be owing them $224. So I'm just going to go ahead and pay that off in full. So we can go ahead and be debt free with them because they did say that they're going to submit my name to the tax franchise board. So that means they're saying if you get any taxes, we're going to go ahead and snatch them because you owe us. And I don't want my name to be submitted to the tax franchise board. So I went ahead and just paid them. I have to pull money from another source to pay them off in full. Okay. So we have $1,334.97. And the reason why is because they overpaid me financial aid. That's why I owe them. So we have $1,334.97. I am going to subtract $224. That leaves us a leftover of $1,110.97. So I am going to just bring that down here. $1,110.97. So what I am going to do is go ahead and just figure out how much we are going to be having left over from rollover number 1 and rollover number 2. Okay, you guys. So let me figure this out and I will be right back. Okay, so I did go ahead and figure out what we are going to be rolling over from both accounts. So I have figured that in account number 1, we are going to be rolling over $591.89. 89 cents. And then in account number 2, we are going to be rolling over $519.08. So altogether, we are having a savings total of $1,110.97 with 0 left over. Okay, you guys, so this is a look at week number 2's Paycheck Budget Tracker. Like I said, we are on the 12th of November. So you guys come back whenever I post. I can't even tell you guys when. But guys, come back and we're going to be closing out week number 2 and setting up for week number 3 of November. You guys, the days are flying by so fast. The year is almost over. So I would like to thank you all so much for joining me today in this budget with me. And until next time, you guys take care. Bye-bye.